Is it possible that no matter how hard you have dieted and failed that it may not be your fault? The answer is yes. It may be toxicity, nutritional deficiency, and GMOs. Are you or someone you love struggling with losing weight, poor concentration, brain fog, loss of energy, especially in the afternoon, food sensitivities, gastrointestinal issues like gas, bloating, digestion, constipation, sleep issues, overall health and well-being? Or are you a health-conscious person who eats right and exercises but is never rewarded for your hours of hard work and are seeking a 100% natural method that will not only boost your overall energy and well-being but finally shed that stubborn fat? Then keep watching and listening. I know this may be hard to believe that these symptoms could all be interrelated, but they are all the symptoms of the same kind of nutritional deficit and imbalance in the body. Curious of what that might be? Then pay attention, because medical researchers agree that this imbalance in the body is not only the underlying cause of premature aging, but also related to the root cause of conditions such as heartburn, acid reflux, gastrointestinal issues, just to name a few. If you said yes at any time during this list, chances are high that what you're about to learn could dramatically change your life or close loved ones forever. Inside, you will learn the most important thing you never learned when you tried to reach a target weight in the past: how to keep it off and stop dieting. Learn what is really making you fat. It's not entirely your fault. And let's turn your body into a fat burning machine. Get away from the stress of dieting, meal planning, and counting calories. It really can be easy. Learn why this cleansing and refueling program keeps you feeling full and energized. Learn how GMOs and toxins affect the body, what is missing in the food that is causing us to be deficient in the essential key nutrients needed daily, and why supplementation is necessary, especially minerals. So what if you could increase your energy, focus, vitality, and overall well-being by 30% plus lose 10 to 20 pounds safely and effectively in 30 days? I know it may sound far-fetched, but there are thousands who are experiencing massive benefits. How do I know? Because I'm one of the many thousands that have experienced these benefits, and the results were rapid and painless. So, what if? How will that affect your life? Now, I totally get it if you think you've heard and tried it all when it comes to dieting, nutrition, and health. But could it be you've never heard or seen anything like this before? Today, I'm here to tell you about the secret cellular superfood that will allow your body to heal, rebalance, and repair itself on a cellular level, giving the body the ability to become the miracle it was meant to be. And while we believe this is the best solution for any health concern you might have today, at this point, you're probably curious about what we have discovered. But before we get into that, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Terry. I grew up in Hattiesburg and Biloxi, Mississippi. Currently live in Massachusetts. I was born with a physical limitation due to a skeletal impairment. I spent my first year in the hospital after I was born due to multiple surgeries and was expected not to survive. In my early 20s, I was diagnosed with depression and put on antidepressants. The side effects I experienced was weight gain, fatigue, and anger, and even felt more depressed. Against my doctor's opinion, I decided to end the prescription diet he had me on and search for a healthier, holistic alternative. I was introduced to a healthier lifestyle, which included a system that did help with my weight. However, the products were low in calorie and artificial ingredients, which at the time I wasn't aware of the consequences this could have on my body. One day, while sharing this system, I was asked, how could you promote a healthy lifestyle when the ingredients in this system is artificial? And that one question had me rethinking, what was I putting in my body? I felt confused by all the claims and misinformation I had received about the so-called healthy system I was using at the time. And that was when my quest for an all-natural system began. During this time is when I was introduced to this unique solution I'll be sharing with you right now. Enough about me, let's talk about why you're here and what I discovered can literally change your life and your loved ones as well. First, you need to know about the body and the immune system. There are over 60 trillion cells in an adult body. The uniqueness of our bodies is that every 7 years the cells divide, regenerate, replicate, and renew. So we get a fresh start. Sounds good, right? Well, science has found that we need 90 nutrients on a daily basis because there are millions upon millions of cells dividing and replicating every day. If they had all the building blocks needed, every one of those new cells will be healthy and strong. But if you're on the standard American diet, which most of us are, we are extremely lacking those 90 key nutrients that the body needs. The actual breakdown of these building blocks are 60 minerals and 30 are made up of amino acids, essential fatty acids, and key vitamins. The immune system is our number one natural natural defense against disease, sickness, and illness, especially cancer. Its complex network of cells, tissues, and organs protect your body on a daily basis from bacteria, microbes, viruses, and toxins. But if compromised and under attack by pathogens and lacking nutrients, the system can become overwhelmed and fail to accomplish the task to keep you healthy. A continuous study of specific nutrients is critical for your immune system and body to function optimally. 90 to 95% of the body's functions are dependent on minerals. Only 5 to 10% of the body is dependent on vitamins. Vitamins do not work without minerals. Minerals are the spark plugs. These essential minerals and micronutrients for the human body were abundant and present in our food 50 to 100 years ago. So, what happened? Let us go back in time and jump back to around the 1950s. Critical things happened with the agriculture practices and farming. Every single plant, every single nutrient has been on a downhill spiral since the introduction of pesticides, herbicides, and the invention of processed fast food. Without thinking ahead, not only did the pesticides end up on the fruits and vegetables, it ended up on the topsoil. Let me give you an example. In 1976, an apple nutritionally compared to today, you would have to eat 6 to 12 apples a day to equal the nutrients of the apple in 1976. I don't know about you, but I don't eat that many apples a day. Do you? The topsoil has an ecosystem in it, or it should. 1 square foot of good fertile topsoil contains millions and millions of microorganisms and good bacteria that are essential for your health. And do you know what side means in Latin? Death. Death, death, death. When the plant, which has its roots in the topsoil, through photosynthesis, would uptake those minerals and nutrients, we then eat that plant and get our needed minerals and nutrients. But once the topsoil is sterilized with pesticides and herbicides, this leaves our food nutritionally bankrupt. The food is depleted in huge quantities of these minerals. And as a result, so are our bodies. As a consequence, our bodies cannot absorb the vitamins and other nutrients needed. What are toxins? Good question. Pesticides, herbicides, antibiotics, growth hormones in the meat, prescription medications, flame retardants, stain guards, heavy metals in the water, GMOs, and processed foods, and that is just naming some. There are over 100,000 toxic chemicals in use in North America, and less than 560 have ever been tested on what they do to us human beings. That is a big gap to what we have tested and what we don't know. A study was done on newborn babies, infants right when they're born. They tested the blood right from the cord, and every baby they tested had an average of 287 toxic chemicals in their bloodstream already, including mercury, iodine, arsenic, Teflon, Scotchgard, and gasoline byproducts. This is scary. Another study done in adults and found an average of 500 to 800 toxic chemicals in every adult. Now, you need to pay attention to this part right here, because this is really important to know. What I'm saying is this: all these toxic chemicals over time will make it so that whatever illnesses you have a chance of inheriting, or even other illnesses that are not considered genetic, the chances of you actually getting the disease will multiply because the toxins make your system weaker. Not only that, this is the reason why diets fail. Why? Because the body protects itself from these exact deadly toxins by storing them in your fat cells. We now know that there is no diet strategy of calorie reduction or low fat and exercise that will remove toxins from the body. What we do know from science has now given this toxin a name: obesogens. Obesogens enter the body and reprograms us to gain weight. Now, let's dissect those so-called healthy diet foods sold in the supermarket or from weight loss companies. Let me give you an example. You buy a healthy snack pack of 100 calories, banana muffin minis that has additives, preservatives, sugar, flour, high fructose corn syrup, and the list goes on. Shelf life of a decade with a long list of lab-created chemicals to taste the way nature is supposed to taste. What happens when you eat this chemical concoction called food? Your body starts to play 20 questions. Your body doesn't recognize this. Your body's internal organs and digestive system have no idea what to do with these mystery foods. These products aren't food. They have no nutritional value and your body has no use for them. Are you wondering what happens to it then? It makes you fat. Chemical-laden foods that are being recommended by these weight loss companies. Plus, they are marketed to you in the supermarkets by the major food companies with labels like low fat, 0 calories, fat free, and all natural. But when you read the label, it sounds like a science experiment. Artificial sweeteners that claim to be better because of less calories. Microwavable meals, packaged smoothies, GMO soy, GMOs period. Artificial flavors, artificial ingredients, and on and on and on. Anything you're ingesting into your body that is artificial or GMO'd up is not real food. Why is this bad for weight loss? Insulin is a fat-storing hormone, and every time it's released, your body stores fat. When too much insulin is released, it makes you fatter, causes your blood sugar to drop too low, making you hungry, toxic hunger, miserable, and craving more processed sugary foods. This cycle goes on all day. It is genetically modified organisms. What happens with the genetically modified organisms? You're going to have to really sit down for this one. Its genes have been altered to make it resistant to pesticides. It may sound great in theory. The problem is when you spray this stuff on the plant, yeah, it's resistant to pesticides, but now scientists are saying it is resistant to nutrition and it literally becomes a toxin in the human body. The FDA said it was safe for years. Just in 2012, they had to release, under the Freedom of Information Act, a 44,000-page document that says unequivocally they lied about GMO. They are not safe. In fact, the very scientists said in these internal documents, do not allow the public to consume these things until we do long-term studies, which to this day have still not been done. And there is no label requirements in the supermarkets today to tell you if it is GMO. There is two types of GMOs. One is sprayed on crops, and then there are the insidious, what are called GMO plants. What does this mean? They actually injected into the corn and soy a gene that produces toxins in the corn. So when the insect eats the corn, the insect's stomach explodes, blows up their stomach. Well, they said for a long time that there was no impact on human beings. Really? In the last 10 years, there has been an enormous increase in this country with gastrointestinal problems and food allergies. Many scientists says it is attributed to these GMOs that are actually perforating holes in colon and causing what they call leaky gut. What is leaky gut? Leaky gut is when a food that you are ingesting like a strawberry, corn, soy, steak is not getting fully processed and is actually being released into your bloodstream and causing havoc in the human body. These foods need to be processed down to the essential elements so they can effectively and safely be released out of the body. Literally, this is causing us to become more toxic. Ladies and gentlemen, this is insanity. No wonder diets don't work. Never mind these so-called diet foods that are artificially processed. There is an undeniable correlation between these chemicals building up in our bodies and the decline of our personal health. Therefore, it is vitally important and critical that we correct and heal the body on a cellular level. Now let's talk about how to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, in the 1970s, a master formulator made his discovery after extensive plant tissue studies in organic soil. It was then he discovered ionic minerals. He spent most of his career studying minerals, trace minerals, and earth elements that could digest and assimilate into the human body. In the 1980s, he took his knowledge to the nutritional field and launched several products. He became a master formulator for more than 600 private label manufacturers, including GNC, MedRx, and Nature's Sunshine. But he stopped formulating for other companies because he was tired of having to downgrade his formulas and replace the high quality potent herbs, roots, and extracts for cheaper versions, including adding fillers and non-essential ingredients, just so that company could make a better profit. After his near-death experience from a brown recluse spider bite, he lost vision in one eye and the toxins became systemic by entering his bloodstream and circulating through his organs. He began his career for herbs, roots, and extracts that could eliminate the toxins from his body and help with eyesight. He studied in India, learning Ayurvedic alternative medicines and learning about the beneficial properties of phytochemicals. He learned about herbs and botanicals that were taught to him by over 60 top scientists and PhDs from around the world. He learned that by combining certain key herbs, roots, extracts, and other Ayurvedic botanicals created the perfect synergy to heal his body. And in only 2 weeks, he could see light in his blind eye and his health improved significantly. He then formulated and tested a 9-day system on himself and 10 others that cleansed the toxins, replenished the cells, and nourished the body from a cellular level. During this trial run, he dropped 22 pounds in 9 days. In 2002, his nutritional cellular superfood was born. The goal? to create great products with no compromise that will get rid of unwanted toxins, boost the immune system, and put the body back in a state where it can function the way it's supposed to, and be in a place where it is regaining health. And then 8 years later, he teamed up with the geneticists in his quest to find a cure for the aging process. And backed by Nobel Prize winning science and research, they created an exclusive patented formula for cellular repair and telomere support, full of antioxidants, herbs, roots, and extracts. Telomeres sit on the edge on your chromosomes and shorten as cells divide. When telomeres shorten, bad things happen to the body. This nutritional support has increased catalase activity by 30% in the body. Catalase is a common enzyme found in nearly all living organisms exposed to oxygen, such as vegetables, fruits, and animals. It is a very important enzyme in protecting the cell from oxidative stress. Now, with all that being said, you might be wondering, can't people just run to their health food or supplement store and find these exact ingredients, or just eat these roots, extracts, and herbs? Well, that is a good question, but you would have to stock up on over 200 individual products that could become very costly just to try to come close to the synergy that this solution provides. And this is important to understand. This is real food. It's not a drug and not a vitamin supplement, so it will not interact with or compromise any medications or special diets you may be on. I honestly believe our diet should be our foundation for good health, and adding this superfood to your diet offers you the ability to make that happen. It's packed with ingredients like ionic alfalfa, aloe vera leaf gel, blueberry, kiwi juice powder, turmeric root extract, flaxseed, beet juice powder, spirulina, and the list goes on. In this superfood, there's a unique range of 18 amino acids which are responsible for the growth, maintenance, and repair of your body throughout your life. They help support your body's ability to build and maintain lean muscle, which is important for healthy aging, athletic performance, and losing weight. And it is water soluble, which means it gets through the cell walls and is easier to absorb, friendly to the body, and easier to utilize. Plus, it has a unique delivery system. The nutrients that are synergized together help in digestion and include a transport system of enzymes from the plant itself that break down the nutrients into usable parts and carry them from the digestive system to the rest of the body where they are utilized. This simple demonstration of integrity is the whole reason I chose this manufacturer in the first place, because most supposed natural companies cut corners, adding a few synthetic fillers and artificial ingredients because it's just plain easier and cheaper. And because of the integrity of these products, there is high demand and the company is growing at a tremendous rate. Now let's switch gears and talk about the importance of cleansing the toxins from the body and your liver. Every chemical that makes it into your bloodstream, be it through your lungs, stomach, or skin, meet up with your liver at some point. From here, toxins are separated out in a couple of different scenarios: sent to the kidneys, colon for elimination, or become trapped in bones, muscle, tissues, or other organs, or get locked into the liver itself. Most get stored in the fat cells. When you are overloaded with toxins, your liver can't keep up. This means increased levels in your bloodstream, hindering your organs, creating overall poor health, slow metabolism, fatigue, weight gain, and you won't be able to absorb essential nutrients, which will leave your immune system incapable of fighting diseases. Think of your liver as the oil filter in the engine of your car. The oil in the car over time becomes dirty as part of the general day-to-day wear and tear. If this filter is not maintained and changed regularly, this filter becomes dirty, blocked, and overworked, causing malfunction and eventual engine breakdown. This is exactly what happens in the body and can cause a range of symptoms so widespread they're often not identified as being related to each other, let alone related to the liver. Now, I personally know how much I've gained from these products. My digestion improved, I have more energy, and I recover faster after my workouts. I use nearly the entire range of these products, and I love the results and the way it feels and tastes. And the best thing, these products are backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. Folks, if your car began to make noises and suddenly the check engine light came on, how long would you wait to have it diagnosed? Would you wait a week, a month, or even a whole year before you decided that those funny sounds might actually be leading to a larger problem? Maybe you would think that ignoring it will allow you to dodge the huge inconvenience of having to spend the time and money to fix the problem. Let's be honest, can you relate to this? I know I can. But think about this. Our bodies are really no different. We were designed with the same built-in warning system, the ability to know deep down inside that our check engine light is on and even blinking. So when you go throughout the day feeling tired, lethargic, lacking energy, have pain in your joints, headaches, hard time focusing, that is your body's way of telling you it needs attention. And this blinking light means what? Well, just like having your car in the shop. If you have to be hospitalized, it is possible that this could mean thousands of dollars, lost time with precious family, lost wages from the inability to work, pain, suffering for years to come, and the outcome could be any number of diseases and illnesses. But let's just agree that at the very least, we are talking about hospital bills, expensive prescriptions and pain medications, and worst of all, a reduced length and quality of life. People are getting sicker and sicker, younger and younger. There isn't health care anymore. This is now sick care. Now, I know you have an interest in avoiding this altogether and giving your body the best chance to prevent this from happening. How? Because you're still watching and listening. You know something drastically different needs to happen. Even organic is nutritionally deficit. It is not what you eat or drink. It is not about the calories. It is not even about the fat. It is about what you absorb. Despite all the diets out there, despite all the weight loss programs out there, despite all the philosophy, despite all the things people have tried, how is it working out for you? It's not. We are on the Titanic. Yes, the boat is going to sink, but you don't have to. There is a lifeboat, a life jacket, and I'm here to hand it to you. What would it be worth to you to know that you didn't have to put your health and your family in jeopardy every time you bring home products from the grocery store? Imagine being able to replace some of your toxic food-like products and give your body the protection and vitality it needs to maintain good health for less than what you're already spending. On top of that, normally you would have to factor in your time and travel expenses, hunting for parking, traffic, to drive back and forth to the health food store, attempting to decipher between all the labels, hoping to choose the most safe and highest quality option. Imagine choosing this unique nutritional superfood and all the guesswork is taken away. You can have these products delivered conveniently to your door straight from the manufacturer at a significant discount, so you'll pay far less than you would in a retail store, while you rest assured that you are getting 100% all natural nutrients for the body, and it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Take advantage of these beneficial products. What I want you to do right now is click the link below. You need to prove to yourself that you can experience your own personal miracle. And please know that the products that you just heard about is not meant to treat, cure, or prevent any illnesses, sicknesses, or disease, and the statements and the products has not been evaluated by the FDA.